How can you ensure the pathway of building a legacy?
Yeah.
We hear so many times that, generations, the first generation
builds it,
the second generation spends it, and the third generation is left with nothing.
Yeah.
And the third generation has to start back over.
Right.
How can you ensure that legacy doesn't disappear when it goes to your children?
It's something we've thought a lot about, and it's hard because the life our kids are growing up in is not like their peers.
No.
And as we continue to grow and the kids get older, like we're going to be doing a lot of really cool vacations. And we've got friends, their daughter makes more in cash flow off her few houses than they made in their first jobs.
Yeah.
So she's working at Disney, living the time of her life. But it's because her parents, they're the ones who he would work all day and come home and fall asleep in the glider with her. It's because he made these sacrifices when they were young.
And he didn't just give them money.
Right. No, they did all the work.
They did all the work. Now, he did use his expertise to help find the properties.
And his network.
But also made sure that his children were a part of every single move he made.
Right. They saw it happening. And when they became interested, he helped them. But it was, call this person. Yeah. And they had to make the phone call. He did not make that phone call for them.
Right. I think the oldest was still a teenager when she got started on her first one.
They had to buy it in a trust because she wasn't 18.
Yeah, she was 16, and he made her go over there and demo the whole house.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll sit there and watch you do it and make sure you don't tear out the wrong things, but you're demoing this house, young lady.
Yeah.
If you want the fruit of this seed,
you have to put in the time. Yeah. I mean, as our kids get older, the youngest is like 2.5, almost 3. He obviously can't do a whole lot yet, but we're going to find their interests and have them work in the properties.
Well, the other day I took him to a rental property and made him pick up little pieces of trash and put them in a trash bag. Perfect. So we began.
Oh, we should start a Roth IRA and start paying him. I know growing up, manual labor was like the bane of my existence. I hated cutting the grass or doing any of that, but I loved the finance side. So if one of our kids shows interest in that, they're going to become our bookkeeper.
All right.
And they're going to learn the ins and outs. And we'll put them in areas that they're interested in. But part of their responsibility of being part of this family is going to be helping in the business.
Yeah.
And it might be our 12-year-olds calling contractors.
That's right. Our kids are not going to be those kids you see on YouTube and TikTok of, oh, look at my awesome house. Look at my awesome car. My mommy and daddy gave me this.
Yeah.
No, they're going to, God willing, that it all works out. But they're going to be in a situation where they're like, no, like, yes, I do have a nice vehicle, but I worked for it.
Right. And that's how you and I both were.
Right.
Well, maybe not nice vehicles, but we worked for the vehicles we had.
That's right.
Neither of us had a car given to us as kids. Like we worked for it and paid the insurance and the gas and all the things.
My first car, I had to rebuild the engine. My daddy threw a Haynes manual at me and said, figure it out.
Yeah.
And I rode my bicycle down to the junkyard to get parts for it.
I don't know that we're going to be making them ride their bikes, but
no, it's a little dangerous out there.
Yeah. But
so, making sure that legacy continues, you have to make sure your kids are involved in the process so they understand the work that goes into it. Jumping back to that first thing, don't give them a handout. Don't give them the money. Make them work for it.
Right.
Make sure that they understand that they have to borrow money if they don't have it.
Well, and how to use debt responsibly. The cash flow game is a really good way to teach, and there's one for kids, which we will get eventually. We don't have it yet because we're not anywhere close to.
Our kids will just eat it.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
But it's also just in life, letting your kid experience some hardship.
Yeah.
With our kids, they're very little, but like every time they get in a situation where they need help, we make them ask for help.
We don't rescue them.
Right.
We provide assistance so they can assist themselves.
Right. And if it's a safety thing, obviously we step in.
Oh, yeah.
But like our 2-year-old, if he's, struggling with something, we don't just do it. We say, hey, do you want some help? And then if he asks for help, we'll take over. But otherwise, he's going to sit there and figure it out.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just let him struggle for a while before we offer help. So
and I love hearing him try to figure things out.
Yeah.
He'll just be grunting, trying to get, something in something or something out of something. And he'd just be grunting and trying to figure it out. And then he'll run in and say, help, please. Pretty please.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or he gets mad and throws whatever he's working on. So we try to catch it before he throws it. But
he has a little rage. I wonder where he gets that.
Hey now. Don't knock on the ginger rage. He's